Hey guys, it's Corey from Thought Soldiers. So I got a wonderful message from a wonderful soul, an email. I've got many emails from many people, and I appreciate everyone reaching out. I've been getting back to everybody today. And he sent me a channel that he got from Saint Germaine and Portia, which is really cool. It's both of them. And this is the channel message. He gave me the okay to share it. I really wanted to share it and hope it would help out the collective. So it says, the door seems closed, but activation is sparked from within the soul seed. Focus on the energy in between space and time. There will always be fluid energy deep within your being in your light body. Kundalini energy activates with the prana of the universal source. You are all-knowing in the truth within you. You already know, but you doubt it. Focus in alignment with your intuition and how loved you are. We cannot wait to meet you and eagerly await your visits and your reconnection to us, your light family. You are us and we are you. Your power is limitless across the universal realms. Embrace the light, Saint Germaine and Portia. So I thought it was a really sweet message. That was really kind of activating for me, especially with all this stuff that's been going on in my life as of recently. So I wanted to share this with the collective. So the one thing is that focusing on the energy in between space and time, the void. A lot of us are removing things from our life right now to usher in new things. And if any healing needs to occur, we need to make sure that we pull that space out and we let that space heal and let it anchor in light in that space to be able to bring in what we need to bring. That'll be a vibrational match. Because a lot of people will play the shell game, I call it, where you slide one in, you slide one thing out, you slide another thing in, and especially if a cycle you're closing out on, you're trying to take that knowledge and turn it into wisdom. That space needs to heal. So definitely cool to get that, the focus on the energy in between space and time. But also too, it's these answers that we need are within us. And to not necessarily seek outside sources. But there's a difference though, because I will connect with people who will say something and they will activate within me. And if they need something, I may say something to them that will activate them. And that's what's really about the activation is sparked within the soul seed. Is it's not only within us internally and being of a vibrational match to that activation and being able to unpack it, but it's also too that when you are with your soul origin, your tribe of people, you will be activating one another a lot, and that's when we'll kind of ramp up the this learning process and really growing and expanding in this knowledge base, but also in the application of it. And the cool thing about soul family, I'm going to speak on this, is that it's not like it's one tribe and it's one huge tribe. We've got little pockets of soul family all over the place. And when we connect, there's something that speaks to us at a very deep level. That's this unconditional love that creates this energy source that's absolutely key. It's absolutely awesome. And I'm talking about it a lot right now because I'm finding my tribe, I'm finding my tribe. And I've got my core group of people that we talk to one another and help one another, and it's like these connections, they are friendships and things that I've never had in my entire life, and it gets scary at times, but it's so beautiful. But the key thing right here is Kundalini energy activates with the prana of the universal source. So the key thing here is that when these heart-based connections are being created with people, to not rely on those heart-based connections for your energetic source. Make sure you are connecting to source, because they are great and they are deep and they are awesome and they are so beautiful to engage in, and it really fills your life with this whole new sense of meaning and purpose, and really unconditionally understanding how loved you are, just based on your imprint, your soul imprint, your frequency. Just based on that alone, your energy alone, you are unconditionally loved. And we can now look past, for me, what defined people being able to love me was if they knew about my past, if they knew that I was a recovering addict at one point in time, if they knew about these mental health diagnoses that I had, if they knew that I was homeless, they wouldn't love me. Or if they knew that, at one point in time, all the things that happened in my life, they wouldn't love me. it's your soul imprint, and it's your energetic frequency that causes that unconditional love. And if we can seek that within, one another, realize too that we've got galactic family out there, and we've got ascended masters and angels that love us unconditionally as well, and we've got source that loves us unconditionally. So when we are creating these heart-based connections, remember to connect to source, because that's where our energy needs to derive from, not from one another, but the energy needs to come from source, and root it into Gaia, and let that run through us like a channel, and let that be the energy that you rely on, and not those heart-based connections, which it's key. But with these heart-based connections comes discernment. Discernment is this word has been popping through my mind for the past few days, discernment, because when you start to shine and you start to get very, very bright and step into your expansion and step into who you are as an individual, at a soul imprint level, and people see it, there are people that are going to want to feed off that energy, and there's also going to be people too that want to manipulate and control that energy, especially energy healers. If we're an energy healer, what are we doing? We're manipulating energy. A lot of us can manipulate energy for good reasons, and there are people out here that manipulate energy for bad reasons. I choose to stay on good and bad needs to be taken away. They manipulate energy for control reasons. Let's put it out there like that. And that's why the discernment is key, because there are people that will really, they love how bright you shine, and they want to see you go in the right direction, and they want to see you use it for good, but they can try to control it, and it's something that is very real out there. And so discernment is key, and being careful with who you share your energy with. And if you're having a tough time being able to discern, the one thing that I learned, the one thing I'm learning, because I have not learned this 100% yet, is you will intuitively know when you connect with someone who wants nothing but 100% of unconditional, the best thing for you, without control, without any sort of intention behind it, and you will feel it. Your heart chakra will activate. You will just feel like you're in this. It's just this amazing energy, and when you find that heart-based connection, you will know, because if you will, throughout your day, you will connect with people, and you can feel it. You can feel something just doesn't feel right, something doesn't sit right, and just let that be a keynote to look out for before you share energy with one another, or you even accept energetic healings too, because yes, these healings are great, and they help out so many people, but also too, we've got some very, 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 very smart, intelligent, bright magicians out there, and people that know what they're doing. It's like, I was talking to one of my best friends today, and he was telling me that it's like the witch in Sleeping Beauty. She comes with an apple, and the apple looks good and it looks delicious, and you really want the apple, but you got to be careful. So discernment is key throughout all of this. And the other line I wanted to touch base on is the focus in alignment with your intuition and how loved you are. And right now is really a time to listen to that inner voice, and to let it expand, and to let it become louder and clearer, as we learn to be able to dim the light of the ego and illuminate our intuition and our higher self. And that ego is always going to, I feel like, as far as where I'm at on my journey, because I don't know in the future how it'll be, but that ego has played a very valuable role in my life as far as giving me learning lessons, keeping me safe, keeping me protected, and it's helped me in a lot of ways. So it's another tool in the arsenal, but learning to discern between what is our intuition, what is our ego, and the further you get into your intuition, and the further you strengthen that, you'll be able to discern what the difference is and what voices they sound like. And for me, it's not like I hear an actual voice in my mind. It's just got this energetic imprint, and I can feel when it's the ego talking, when it's my higher self, or when it's angelic guidance too. And one thing I wanted to talk about too, I got a call today from a friend out in Texas, and she asked, how do we find our star family? Because a lot of us are right now trying to, you know, find our tribe and find out what our origins are. We're really interested in our past. I know I am. And a little test that I wanted to put up here about how to find your star family is very, very easy. So think about a like, for instance, this is what I told her to do, and it seems to resonate the best, is find an old family photo. Like, if you have an old photo of, like, the first house you were born in, or of a memory that's good to you, because the key thing in here is the feeling that you're looking at. I don't want you to find an old photo of a house where you have some traumatic incident and you look and you feel that alarm and that nastiness. No, try to find a picture or something of that brings back a really good memory. And look at that photo. And immediately, like, the best thing to though too is probably take three to 5 deep breaths or meditate for a little bit before you look at the photo. And look at the photo and notice what you feel in your body. You'll feel it in your gut. This is where your intuition lies, is in your gut. There's actually they say this is a more powerful brain than this brain in our body, and this is where neurons are built. Actually, energetic pathways is in our gut. So when you are looking at this picture of, you know, either an important memory or your home, especially if you're trying to find your starseed origin, like, try to find an old picture of a house or a time that was very home-like feeling to you. Feel it in your gut and be completely aware. And this is why I say take, you know, 3 to 5 deep breaths or meditate before it, because that awareness on your intuition, your gut instinct, you're gonna feel something within you. And for me, it's kind of like butterflies, but it's not. It's definitely something that maybe 3 years ago I would label as anxiety, but it's really not anymore. It's more excitement, more that, like, kind of like that pickup in frequency. Notice what it feels like. And then what you do is start to go on Google and look up star systems, or even go out in the sky if you got a clear sky out. Go look up in the sky and start looking at star systems and see what your intuition tells you. Because you'll be surprised. Your eyes will drift to a system, and all of a sudden you'll feel it, and and that's when you start to recognize what home is. And what's really beautiful about finding this imprint, about finding this frequency within your gut of your home, is that when you are starting to create these heart-based connections and call in your tribe and call yourself home to your people, when you meet people, you're going to feel that same impression. And that's how you know. So I wanted to give that as a little tip of, if you're trying to find your star family, what do you do? And that's a nice little thing right there to help usher in all of this stuff. But mainly I wanted to share this wonderful channeling from John Shevlin. Thank you, John, once again for emailing me this message for the collective. And I really hope that you guys get something out of that. And remember, you are loved unconditionally by the universe and by guidance and by the angels. And I love you unconditionally. If no one has told you that today, I do. And I'm proud of you for where you're at on your journey. And thank you for being present and being here and being open. And thank you so much for the wonderful reception I've been getting from people. I'm absolutely astonished with the messages I've been getting and the connections I'm creating. So thank you so much. If you haven't, click subscribe. My email is in the description box. CoreyMacLite, LITE 33 @gmail.com. Feel free to reach out. If it takes a few days for me to get back to you, I apologize. I'm actually working on a schedule of blocking out time during the day to just answer emails, because there's no such thing as free time right now. It's just things are ramping up and it's awesome. If you want Reiki healings, I'm offering free 30-minute Reiki sessions right now as an introduction to my services, to let you guys kind of see what I do, see how I do things, and if it's something you want to continue to book sessions, you can. I'm going to have a link in the description box for my Appointly calendar. So I apologize. I found out today I had 2 sessions booked, and Appointly doesn't send out emails regarding your appointments. Got to check Appointly every day. So yeah, I apologize if I missed your session today. We will rebook, and I will get to you soon. Also, too, guys, if you reach out and you want to talk about the key codes and the activations, just note I'm stretched thin time wise right now, but I'm making time for people. And if you want Ascension coaching at all, or you want any sort of coaching, I'm gonna have to start charging, just because it's too much time that I can't give away for free, and I'm no longer in the martyr role. I love to help people, and I love being there for anyone who is having a tough time, or they're feeling alone. Like, I want to connect with you, but also when it gets up to this level of things, unfortunately, I still have to pay rent. I have to keep this roof over my head, and I got to put food in my belly, and that's just the way it is. But if someone is struggling, and they need help, and they're like in a crisis situation, or they just have a few questions, shoot me an email. I'll answer them. I am not going to deny helping someone over that one thing. But let's just be mindful, please, that it's a reality that a lot of us are facing right now, and we're having to step into that role. So yeah, I'll have my appointment calendar in there, and I also have a PayPal account. So if you guys want to donate at all, feel free. That'd be awesome. And I will actually send you some free. I'll give you a free Reiki session if you donate, or I'll even do a little tarot card reading for you. Find a way to give you something in return as a gratitude exchange for your wonderful help. So anyways, that's it, guys. Much love and respect. And I will see you on the other side. Namaste.